Okay, everybody, this is the third reading I've done today. I'm not sure why so many need to come through, but here we go, clearing. I'm just going to do a mirroring reading here for the masculine and feminine polarities, and I'm being told we're just going to look strictly at how each are thinking, feeling, wishing, all that. Simply to see the mirroring. So this is just going to be a look at how the energy is crossing in the 5D and what the effects are at this time. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through for the Twin Collective. What is it that the masculines and feminines are mirroring regarding how they're thinking about the connection, how they're feeling on the heart space for their counterpart, what they're wishing at this stage of the journey? How can we see how that is collaborated, even though maybe physical union is not fully there? What can we see about the actions and how that's working together? Oh, what do you want was in this deck. So everybody just think about what you're wanting right now. For whatever reason, we're being asked to have that in mind at this time. What is the biggest challenge facing these dynamics? What is the spirit-guided solution? And where is the energy going in the near future? Okay, so for the masculines, love, the lovers, and bioluminescence, self-illumination, and simplicity. So trusting in the higher love, there is a surrender. Divine masculines, yeah, you're keeping it simple by knowing what is love and continuing to just go in that direction. It's a breath of fresh air. I think you might have heard me just inhale right then. There does seem to be a I've got this kind of energy. It's not it's as easy or as hard as we make it. So divine masculines, you seem to be reminding yourself that overthinking, worrying about things too much isn't feeling good anymore. And you're just taking a deep breath and letting a lot go right now. So that's what you're thinking about these connections, that it's not as dire as you once thought. There's not as much pressure anymore. So you're thinking about that. That's really cool. Okay, divine feminines, surrendering to the love, allowing the emotions to be there. It's like you have to feel it to heal it. The devil in the reverse is the healing beginning, letting go of the things that were making you feel stressed out. Your divine masculine is feeling that. There's this breath of fresh air coming into the dynamic here energetically. I'm really getting that also the masculines are letting go of their karma, the binding, but so are you, divine feminines. Your karma is that very thing or things, belief systems that have kept you buying into the collective illusion, delusions, focused away from what really matters. So as you focus back into the love, this is the Knight of Cups, and it is, you know, being overcome with emotions about, you know, all of it. This is you getting really familiar with the things that still might trigger you, that are still being seen for leaving your consciousness, that were connected with lower vibrational things of the past, ways that you used to seek control, ways that you used to feel security or think you were getting confirmation of security. All of those binding things, all the control dynamics, getting that heavily with the devil in the reverse is that you're seeing how, without you knowing, you used to throw control dynamics around, and now you're just pulling it back into you and letting go of it. You are letting go and trusting. And your divine masculine is mirroring that, because there's a desire to come into simplicity, and they're breathing easier. It's like they can energetically just feel you letting go of control, needing to know, needing to figure it out, needing to be sure. You're just letting go of that on a new level. What are the masculines feeling on the heart space? 10 of Cups, mastery, accountability, and acceptance. Happiness. They are feeling truly happy when they think of you in this connection. There's that breath of fresh air again. They're just in deep, deep, deep gratitude. It's like they've let go also of feeling like these connections offer pressure. The pressure cooker is gone, I just heard. That's because you're coming into more mastery yourself, divine masculine, and so you're not being, your boat isn't rocked by your feminine nearly as much. Their desires or opinions over you are not as scary, because you're seeing yourself and your own accountability. You're cutting out the weird games, I just heard. Amazing. Getting real, being more straightforward. What are the feminines feeling on the heart space? The love. They're also feeling the love. Love and happiness. Al Green, anyone? Go play that song. How nice. But yeah, love and happiness. We've got it here. So energetically, there is this kind of warm, fuzzy feeling emerging, bringing it back to what really matters. Take a moment, everyone. That what do you want? I think this is what we want. This feels like what we want, is just this spacious, open, chill, kind of energy in these connections. Something has shifted for each. There is just a, wait a second, don't spiral. Just come back into good people at earth kind of energy, and appreciate you're on this twin journey. Not everybody is. It's not for the faint of heart, but this energy is what we're talking about. This is the goal, this peace, this unbothered, like very grounded, kind of stuff. Okay, what are the masculines wishing going forward? King of Earth, there's this commitment. So this card has been coming up in all three of the readings that I've done today. And so divine masculines really are finally seeing that you, divine feminine, warrant this kind of actual commitment on the heart space, that you are that one holy grail that they have wondered if it existed their whole lives. And they have protected themselves and feared losing their freedom. Divine masculines, patience, tranquility, and disillusion. So the blinders are coming off. You are having renewed hope. You are feeling like commitment isn't something to be feared when it's justified. And your patience is paying off. The peace that's coming in. The dissolution of all things that are not love is paving the way for you to see this actual potential for exploration in a wholehearted way. Oh, I just got this incredible like hug, shivers up my spine kind of energy about this. How beautiful. Divine feminines, what are you wishing? To move things forward with healthy boundaries. Yeah, that's what it would take. This commitment is a balanced yin-yang. There's the Emperor. The Emperor is the control dynamics that we've been talking about. But when the Emperor is in balance and moving forward, those control dynamics become strategies of teamwork rather than one person overcompensating and imposing a will. I'm being told to say that there has been a time where the feminine was not valued and needed to survive, and there were a lot of disintegrated motions that the feminine was accustomed to having to express. We are, thank goodness, thank the divine, moving into a time on the planet where the feminine doesn't have to be so disintegrated to have needs met. That's balanced out with healthy boundaries, you approaching your soul growth. You are a pioneer for your family line. So all the generational things, divine feminines, you are born in to change that. You are the saviors of that energy when you rein in yourself and create these healthy boundaries within, and you disengage from the patterns that you've been shown. I'm hearing diva energy. When you disengage from that and you decide to go forward in balance, there is like this procession. There's this, I'm just seeing the feminines walking. I'm actually being shown the bridal march, like the bridal walk, in light of this commitment energy here. Now, don't freak out, everyone, that I'm bringing in a wedding ceremony analogy here, but I have been shown on this journey that there are certain archetypes embedded in wedding ceremony. They are included for reasons. One, you know, when the bride and the groom aren't allowed to see each other before the ceremony, that is the practice of autonomy coming in. And when the bride marches and does that dun 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 dun, that is these healthy boundaries waiting for it to integrate and taking the next step forward, being matched stride for stride. That's such a beautiful analogy for the twin flame process. And I'm seeing the caduceus here as well, with the twinning up that central timeline. This is where we justify commitment. This is where the proof of the capacity of the two is shown. And only time and experience can bring that in. So really drop into appreciating the history that you've had. Don't fear that things are, you know, not going to come back together with your true counterpart. Because if you are on a true twin flame journey, everything has served a purpose, and your consciousness is being expanded, and your heart is being expanded, opened wider by witnessing what this process has been, with witnessing what the supportive, affirming energies have been all along through navigating what's happened. Unless you're on the journey, that won't make sense. Okay, what are the divine masculines doing that is bringing them into alignment with union? The Fool, sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. So there's also this leap of faith into showing the world the real them on a higher, sophisticated way, a more discerning and essential way. There is a dropping of another layer of the conditioning of the world, the mask. This is the simple showing the world the real you. I'm really getting that the tongue-tied energy, the silence, is being released. There is a growing confidence in being who you truly are, divine masculine, and there have been developmental phases of this where being transparent was the cutting edge. Now it is refined to a level of righteousness, I'm hearing. So it's no longer just doing what you want for the sake of it, or doing what you want openly and unapologetically according to what you thought the world would accept. This is now really tuned into only the righteous expressions through the midst of that. I hope that came through clearly enough. The divine feminines, what actions are being taken? Wow, yeah, energetics here as well. So you're picking up on certain things without knowing it from your masculine is what I'm hearing here. Like you might get glimmers of it, divine feminines, but as you come into setting your own higher standards for how you talk to yourself and view things within, you're also picking up on that energetic tensegrity with your masculine. It is working back and forth. It is a joint tandem effort. And so some of it's yours, some of it's your divine masculine, but you should be feeling that things are seemingly more streamlined, that it's getting a little bit easier to navigate energetics. Your emotions are not so cumbersome as they have been, divine feminines. Look back on the journey and celebrate that. There is a movement into freedom on this journey. Okay, what is the biggest challenge for the masculines? Third party, three of air, commitment, connection, flexibility, and resolution. So the challenge for the masculines is really continuing to navigate the sticky energy that has been introduced as food for thought on these journeys regarding third energies, regarding whatever the resistance was, whatever the manifestation, the third energy in the 3D that has been at odds. Oh, this one's even got a 3 on it. Whatever the energy, the karmic energy, the teaching energy that has brought in the themes of commitment versus connection. So things that you have been committed to, divine masculine, that you haven't felt a connection for, all of that stuff, that's the challenge right now. Let's see what the solution is. The 5, we get union coming out of separation. That does speak to this bringing it into center that you're going through, being the real you, showing the world another layer of that righteousness now that is your center, not just doing what you want and being transparent about it, but now actually, coming from that place of love, of union, of righteousness, bringing that wholeness in and desiring to express more of that into the world. This is also synonymous with the feminine and union and coming out of separation. It's interesting because the inner and outer are so interconnected on this journey that it's difficult to put into words how the spirit guidance is. Let it all coalesce. Let you become more you, and let that bring your feminine in closer. It's now safe, I'm hearing. It's now safe for the twins to start actually becoming more intimate. And there's that Mars-Venus conjunction and then the first eclipse. It's now safe to let it unfold naturally, or it will be shortly. So mid-February into April, there's going to be initiations coming in where meetups can happen again, where true friendship and meeting eye to eye and talking about things in more open ways can actually start happening. So that's the spirit advice here, divine masculines. Start looking at what it would take for you to soften into the baby steps needed to allow your connection to reinitiate, to unfold naturally, to believe that it could, that you don't have to cap your connection with your feminine, that just making the first step back into connection again, or the next step wherever you're at, is exactly what's needed to explore the themes of healing and connection again. So we're seeing a inner outer motion that does eclipse out the karma in action and in deed. I just saw 1919. I don't know if that's a sign for anyone. Divine feminines, what is the challenge for you? Passion, sexuality, wanting. We've been seeing this sacred sexual energies in the feminine reads the last few days, and so there is a lot of passion growing, and unspoken love. So that is the challenge. It's still managing those surges and sexual energy as you're coming into union, because we're seeing union energies. We just saw the card of unification. Again, that said clarity, knowledge, channeling, unification. So things are coming into the earth plane from the energetics. The cosmos are aligning for this to happen, and you're feeling it. So I'm being told that this sexual energy that is ramping up and the emotionality, the temperance of that process is not in your head. It's because the connectivity of the twins is coming in, and there is nothing like that sexual chemistry, that spark. So yes, you're feeling it ahead of time, and you're figuring out how to climatize. Ideally, you're not in resistance to it, and you're noticing the pulse of it, Divine Feminines, so that you can not be harmed by it, so that your circuitry basically can climatize, so that it's received and honored appropriately. What is the divine guidance? Yeah, surrendering it to it. Open up to it. Don't resist all of that. It will make sense to you. Look at, there's twins on this sun. I'm being told that this is summer, and basically in the reverse we're looking at June, July. So there are some promise energies here that surrender now, and things are starting to ground after these cosmic progressions of the 12th of February and the 30th of April. We do have this summer energy, and for those in the southern hemisphere, this is in the reverse. Still June, July I'm getting for you. So keep surrendering, feminines, and paying attention to your mind, body, soul connection as far as your sexual energy and how you can work with that rather than be swayed, thrown around by it. What is the direction the masculines are going in? Here's that Justice card. It did come out in the reverse, but I haven't been reading reversals because of the way I shuffled that deck. I just didn't. But here's the Justice. So one of my other readings today had Justice in the reverse for feminines who are more in union with their masculine, but you'll want to check that out. If you are in communication, various stages of union with your divine masculine, go check that reading out when it's uploaded. But yeah, divine masculines, this is Justice coming in. We have adventure, exploration, and discovery. The going's going to get good in a new way as these commitments and as the focus can shift to actually getting to know your feminine. There's going to be this adventure coming in. It's now going to be justified for you to get to know your counterpart and to get to know yourself as related to your counterpart. This is where the deepening can come in, and now it's the fun part of getting to know them. Before, it's felt like pressure, like the shoes were too big. We're seeing this open road energy again. I'm seeing that analogy coming in. So there might be trips planned, or in the future there might be traveling to meet up. There might be joint getaways, but there is a deepening and active curiosity to get to know each other here, to really be able to see other for who they truly are without the fear filters. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm getting those goosebumps up my spine again. This is so encouraging. What are the feminines? Yeah, communication about victory. So this is public awareness. There's going to be communication about potentials for meetups and things. So I'm getting between now and April that there are going to be many, many twin couples. Oh, I just heard if not all, who will be planning to see each other this year in this totally open, new, come what may. I'm putting myself in the hot seat, but it's not going to feel like the hot seat. It's going to feel more energized and beneficial than that. It's not going to be so nerve-wracking, I heard. The twins' energetic systems are balancing out so that we can actually just show up and have real conversations. It's not going to be such freaky energy anymore, I just heard. Yeah, so some of you divine feminines might be waiting or anticipating some communication from your masculine. There's a masculine here thinking about communication and a masculine here offering this wreath. So yeah, it does look like you could be getting a message or even energetically feeling that brewing, divine feminines. Beautiful. Okay, let's do one of these Earth Warriors. Soma from the Galactic Heart. Mayu. Okay, 36. This is for all twins watching this. The Divine Mother's milk of the galaxy is feeding your soul. Expansion of your horizons, your spiritual purpose, and your sacred responsibilities is now taking place. Divine potential within you is awakening at a higher turn of the creative spiral of consciousness. This oracle is a prophecy of ascension and grace. In a reading, this card, your soul has been going through a deep spiritual feeding process and is growing rapidly. The evidence of this in the outer world will be a sense of expansion of opportunity, reach, connections, and new levels of spiritual experiences. This oracle foretells the welcoming of a new phase in life, newborn energies and fertility, whether biological, creative, or psychological, are being stimulated. The oracle indicates the discovery, development, and expression of talents. An increasingly public profile, which moves you into the spotlight, can help you fulfill your divine life mission, provided that you keep your inner connection to spirit as the highest priority. The oracle speaks of soul healing around matters of trust, spirit, mother, and abundance. It's all coming in at once. It's synonymous. Our abundance, our healing, our unions, and the public expression of all of it comes in at once. What a beautiful confirmation of this discovery. We had the word discovery in the masculine card. It's an open road, an open discovery ahead. It's a new phase, a new part of the journey. A new level has been reached. We are coming through this transit into a brand new access. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.